This is the JJO Morning Show podcast with Johnny and D. Listen, rate, subscribe.
All right, here we go. Now, Halloween time, homecoming, toilet papering houses. Good old-fashioned fun. The principal of Whitewater High School allegedly tackled a Williams Bay High School student and put him in a chokehold for toilet papering his house. Students have all told police they had permission from Williams Bay High School to toilet paper designated houses in the neighborhood where Whitewater High School principal Brent Mansky resides. That was part of the homecoming celebration on September 21st. So they had some permission for certain designated houses
for real?
In this area, in this neighborhood.
Really?
The same neighborhood where the principal lives. They did not have permission to do his house.
Gotcha.
Okay. So Mansky, also the former principal of Williams Bay High School.
I've never heard of that before, by the way. Like pre-approved.
Well, it's 2023. That's how they have to do things.
Okay.
So nobody gets shot.
Okay, fair enough.
Right?
Good.
Mansky not arrested, but the incident has been forwarded to the Walworth County District Attorney's Office for review. A police officer's report noted that Mansky's actions met criteria for possible criminal charges, including strangulation and/or suffocation. The mom of one of the two youth involved is all like, hang him up, string him out. All right, now here we go.
Hey, it's like a cage match, I think.
Two students were both cited for attempted vandalism and trespassing. A letter obtained by the Gazette from Williams Bay Police Chief Justin Tim.
Uh-huh.
Is he related to?
Yes, he is.
Said that under ordinary circumstances, our department redacts personally identifiable information of adult victims and witnesses. But in this instance, the records relate to an adult holding a position of public trust, accused of criminal conduct, an adult who's simultaneously accused of criminal activity, and an adult who was the victim of alleged criminal activity that is relatively minor in nature. When considering these factors under the balancing test, I believe release of Mr. Mansky's personally identifiable information is required. Okay. Two youth arrived at his home. Mansky called police for a report of troubled juvenile. That was a quote. An officer who responded said Mansky reported, quote, kitchen condiments sprayed on his house, beer cans thrown, resulting in damage to his siding, and now, this year, toilet paper. Mansky told police he watched students toilet papering neighboring houses, but didn't call police at that point. He watched and waited until the juveniles reached his personal residence.
Ah.
Dude, just waiting there.
Yeah.
He told police he turned off the security cameras on his property because they disrupted his children's sleep, which we determined is a lie.
Of course.
He shut them off because he didn't want proof of what he was doing.
All right.
Mansky additionally complained to police who responded about the lack of presence of law enforcement during the sanctioned TPing event.
Adults think about stuff like that when they're about to do bad things.
Yeah, well, he had plenty of time while he was waiting to catch the students.
For real.
The officer noted that while they spoke, Mansky was holding a dark-colored hoodie. Mansky said he had taken it from one of the students who ran away from him, and he identified the student by name. The officer then left the scene, but soon returned after Mansky called authorities again and said a vehicle was circling his house. In a search of the area, Mansky and the officer found a black face mask and a cell phone. At that point, Mansky told the officer that this is the area where he had, quote, tackled the youth wearing the black hoodie. Coffee break.
Coffee!
The officer later noted that Mansky had failed to mention tackling the suspect when he'd first responded to the scene.
This is great.
I know. One of the students involved, in later questioning by a Williams Bay school resource officer, acknowledged that he and another student were, quote, toilet papering houses that they had permission to when they branched off and toilet papered Mansky's house without permission. So the student's like, we were dicks. We get it.
So weird.
He said after they threw a roll of toilet paper, Mansky chased them and tackled one of the students across the street in the neighbor's yard. The report said Mansky dug his fingers in his eyes, picked him up from his neck, strangled, and dragged him.
That's the last house he ever TP'd.
That's a fact,
until the day he died.
And that is how he learned his lesson.
And that's how he learned his lesson. And lost his eyesight in one night.
The student said he slipped out of his hoodie and ran away. The school resource officer took a photo of 2 marks on the neck of the student who was assaulted. The resource officer noted that the student had no other marks on his body and no problems with his eyeballs. In subsequent questioning by the school resource officer, the student reported that Mansky had picked him up from the front of his shirt and then put him in a headlock. The juvenile said he slipped out of the headlock before Mansky picked him up from his neck while still in a headlock and started dragging him back to his house. The other students said they threw a roll of toilet paper toward a tree, and when they went to pick it up, Mansky ran after them. He said his friend was caught by Mansky as he continued to run into a nearby field. His friend soon caught up, and they continued running, and then they were picked up by a parent. Police reports noted that there were other youth and parents in the neighborhood watching the toilet papering of other homes, but not actively participating. Mansky met with Williams-based school resource officer and the assistant principal the morning after the incident. A report noted that Mansky wanted to make an official complaint and asked that the 2 students be charged, expressing frustration for both his house being toilet papered and what he characterized.
So he was gouging out eyeballs and charging them. He's doubling down.
Yeah. A father of one of the students also met with the school resource officer and was like, "What's up with this pussy wanting my kid charged for something as minor as toilet papering?"
Yeah, and there's the unresponsible father in response.
100%.
Perfect. It's just TPing. I mean, come on. Why don't you get a life?
Now, it is not clear who at Williams Bay High School gave approval to toilet paper houses.
I just want to beat everybody in this story with a baseball bat. I really do. Everybody's an idiot.
Why certain homes were designated as all right to be toilet papered is a mystery.
I can't.
And the process in which addresses were provided to the students, unknown.
That's so weird. It's like a safe... It's a safe place for kids,
right?
Where they won't get shot or their eyes get gouged out.
How about we just move on from the toilet paper tradition?
It's really weird. You don't see it much anymore. It's like it happens in the movies, I guess. But you're like, does that happen in real life? Yeah.
Well, I think there's a combination of reasons why it doesn't happen anymore. First of all, nobody wants to get shot.
Right.
Secondly, there's cameras everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I swear to God, I don't know. Everybody in my hood's got cameras, and it's not like we got expensive houses.
You never got TP'd?
But no.
Oh, man. I told you my TP story, right?
I don't know if you did.
And when I lived in New Glarus, I lived down across from the brewery.
Yeah.
I got, I'll tell you, I remember very clearly I was at Club Tavern. Doing a band intro night, whatever.
Yeah.
So somebody knew where I was. And, I used to talk smack against Belleville football. Belleville Wildcats. Used to talk a little smack because my New Glarus Knights would consistently kick their ass.
Yeah.
So there was a little rivalry there. New Glarus, Monticello. Knights. The Knights.
Do you know who?
To this day, I don't. I still blame the Belleville Wildcat football team.
Somebody out there has to know who toilet papered your house.
Somebody somewhere knows something.
Right.
And so I got, not only did I had a bunch of pine trees in the front of my yard. They were glorious. And all of them got hit. The house got hit, and they forked my yard. They put probably 10,000 plastic forks stuck in my yard. It was like a...
Oh, wow.
Talk about a booby trap. I should have filed FBI charges.
That's commitment.
Could have scratched the bottom of my foot or something. Oh, that's commitment, dude.
Yeah.
And, no security camera. No, I didn't even have a floodlight that would come on.
Right.
To scare anybody off.
Yeah. And nowadays, it's like...
To this day, my gut, all of my instincts...
All of my instincts
tell me. I probably had it coming. I was beating up on Belleville pretty good.
This says here that Whitewater High School sports director got busted for beating someone at a bar with his dart case about 6 months ago.
The same guy? The guy gouger?
No, different guy.
Oh, different guy.
And Whitewater be lit.
What is going on down there?
Yeah, buddy.
Dude. These guys are out. These guys are trigger. They take their guns away.
I don't know how old this fella is, but I'm assuming he's younger. And all I'm going to say is
he's the most competitive dart player in the history of the world.
Them teachers keep getting younger and younger and younger.
Oh, yeah.
They have to get them right out of school before they're hating everybody.
Right.
And then they last 5 years before they're this education system is complete garbage. And then they get depressed and drink a lot, and then they find a new job.
Here we go. Right.
Yeah.
They become disgruntled, bitter DJs.
Yeah.
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 That's a hell of a story, dude.
Dude, right?
I remember I told you my story. I'll tell you one more time real quick. My buddy Doug Rodema in high school. Back in Ohio. You remember the guy that paddled me, the principal that paddled me? Schwartzmiller.
Yeah.
Paddled me. I think he enjoyed it, but that's for a different day.
Right. That's
a whole different crazy.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, two grown men paddling me together. Yeah,
that's a little weird.
There's issues. So Doug, I think it was our senior year, he went over to do a like a burnout in Schwartzmiller's front yard. Right?
Yeah.
Widely hated, widely considered the asshole of the school system. And Doug went over and he got stuck in his yard doing burnouts, whatever.
Oh no.
In his yard, buried the car. Little wetter than he thought it was.
That's bad.
Floodlights on, cops, the whole night. Took him down to jail.
Yeah.
Didn't do any hard time. Didn't send him up the river or anything, but classic. Just a classic story. Instant hero.
Yeah.
I mean, just for the attempt. I mean, he just gained, just legendary status. He was also the guy that used to fix all our fake IDs. So we had to rally. He was our Ferris Bueller, for God's sakes, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
He was our Ferris Bueller.
Look at that. There's one in every school. Dude.
So if he would have went to jail, we probably would have cooked up some kind of jailbreak. We would have tunneled in. We needed him.
Mm-hmm.
We needed him.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, good stuff. Boy, oh boy, I didn't know how much I missed high school. I think I'd like to go back.
You did peak.
I think I'd like to go back. Toga! So was everybody settled down?
I have no idea. It says it's an ongoing story.
I love it.
The drama just continues to churn out of Whitewater.
Better than daytime soap operas.
It's incredible.
I love it. Just the crazy guy chasing kids around.
He's just had enough of crap done to his house.
Michael Douglas
falling down. Yeah.
I like a wham sandwich.
I don't want a womlet.
I don't want a womlet. That's. Oh, you like this womlet now? I'm gonna gouge your eyes out. That's fantastic.
I get where the principal's coming from.
Yeah.
And he was probably in the heat of the moment.
Well, toilet paper is one thing. I mean, toilet paper, if you don't vandalize, to me, it's like, okay, it happens. But when you start egging screens and stuff and cars, all right, that's like, come on,
and that
dude.
it sounds like in the past he had the condiments on his house and beer cans and da-da-da-da. Mm-hmm. So this was just, he's like, I'm tired of
he snapped.
Yeah.
He snapped.
And these two little snit heads were just the ones that got the brunt of it, man. Sometimes you call that F around and find out.
That's F around and find out, dude. And the dad, it's so egregious. The dude was so hardcore and crazy that even the dad's like, all of that for toilet paper. And you know what? I might side with the father of the kid here for once.
Right. And the mom that wants charges pressed against the principal, I am not on her side. I'm like, listen, I feel like everybody came out where they need to.
Right.
100%.
It's a wash. Yeah. I just like, okay, don't do it again. Don't do it again.
Yep.
Everybody learned their lesson. I could put you in jail.
Right. I can put you in jail.
I could put you in jail.
Yep.
Everybody going to jail.
Right.
So, it seems like a wash. Lessons learned.
Totally. And those kids that did it, when they're 40 years old, they're going to be like, I deserved that 100%.
We all say it. It's like when I shot the neighbor girl with my BB gun.
Right.
And my dad broke it over his knee and beat my ass with it. To this day, Brenda, she lived on the corner. And you know what you do at that age when you're like 13, you got a crush on a girl, you shoot them with a BB gun. That's how you show them you love them.
Yeah.
That's how you show affection.
Right.
Because we don't know any better.
No.
You know, so, and I look back now, and I'll be, what'd you say, 40? You're right, I'll be 40. And I say to myself, I actually deserve that.
Right. Yeah.
So it made me a better person.
Unbelievable.
So that's
fantastic.
I thank you for sharing
You're
that
welcome.
story. It's fascinating.
Replay today the JJO Morning Show podcast. Get up with Johnny and D. JJO.
Gotta love Halloween. All the crazies come out to party.
That's right.
PC2. This is so heebie-jeebie like. There's a video that's gone viral. A woman in urgent care waiting to find out what is in her ear. So they looked at it and they were like, oh, there's something in there. We got to flush it out.
Uh-oh.
Well, they confirmed that there is something in my ear. She goes, there's something in there. It's not a moth. I am so embarrassed, first of all, because that's so gross and I'm a clean person. It's an uneasy feeling. It was a spider. It was alive.
It was a live spider.
Is she kind of overacting there a little bit?
You can watch the video and judge yourself.
Okay.
I don't know.
Does it actually show the spider?
Yeah.
Oh.
So.
Well.
That's pretty gross.
And then how big was this?
Oh, here.
I didn't see it. I did not see said.
Yeah, I'm noticing.
What are they called? Acronoids? What are they called?
Arachnids?
Oh, yeah, that's what I said.
Acronoid. The hell's an acronoid?
I
think I popped one of those last week on your bag,
think
didn't
I ran a track meet in Acronoid once.
Yeah.
I think they make tires there. All right, let me see. What do you got?
I'm trying to get there. You can't fast forward on it.
Oh, jeez.
So Christ almighty.
Don't burn the baby.
I will burn the damn baby.
Yeah.
Baby's high maintenance. So this is one of my biggest fears, actually.
Really?
It's having a bug in your brain.
Oh,
in
sure.
Your ear.
You know what I hear? You know what image I have in my head when I hear this story? Remember the tail noise that the alien made
Oh,
in
it's not in there.
in the
Wasn't
Sigourney
it?
movie, Alien
Yeah.
movie?
Oh my God.
Picture that thing. She's trying to pull it out of her ear,
And
and
it's all like, yeah.
trying to needle nose her eyeball.
Yeah, and then I was thinking about like the scratching noise you must hear because it's like moving around in there. Yeah, remember we had that story. This family went on a jungle vacation.
You almost need therapy after that.
Yeah, and they walked through this like swarm of flies. Do you remember this story?
No.
And then they got back home, and it was like a week or two. And she kept hearing like scratching noises.
Oh, jeez.
And she had fly larvae in her ear holes and stuff. And yeah. No.
I'm going to start wearing a Gimp mask to bed with no eyes
Don't
cut out.
pretend like you don't already wear a Gimp mask to bed.
No ears cut out. Just a rubber blob of roundness. Nothing.
Randy puts his CPAP on, you roll over, put on your Gimp mask, everybody goes to bed.
I sleep like a baby. I sleep to an orchestra of CPAPs. Yeah, when we were in Sturgis, we used to be on that bus that slept 9 people. You were on it.
Oh yeah.
And let's see, Randy had one.
It was
Doug had one, and then
Randy, Rex, and then
somebody else had one. There were 4 of them.
Yeah, it was Randy's buddy that was there.
Yeah, Randy's buddy. And I'd be sitting there, I'd be laying there in my bunk, and she'd go, I swear to God, they synced up.
Yeah.
All their breathing synced up.
And I'd be like, it knocked me right out. It was the most relaxing noise.
It kind of was. Then the vibration from the generator.
I know.
It's like, all right, this isn't the worst
Pitch
thing.
black bunk. Yeah, dude.
You're hammered. You're just whatever.
That's sweet dreams right there.
Good Lord.
All right, now we're both animal lovers, but not in this way.
Uh-oh.
48-year-old in Washington State named Jad Shipman. Jad?
That's a new one. That's an unfortunate name.
Right.
Hey. Oh, make love to me, Jad.
Yeah. When I read this story, I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a Jad move.
Give it to me hard, Jad.
Well, he got arrested this month for trying to hire a hooker to service his miniature horse.
Oh, huh?
He made the offer in an online forum where people solicit prostitutes. Well, that seems appropriate. He offered to pay someone $440 to touch him and his miniature horse sexually.
Ew. This isn't funny.
He mentioned that he'd been having a hard time finding a willing participant. I wonder why.
Hey, $20 is $20. You know what I'm saying?
The last two gals, I asked that it was noticeably outside their comfort zone. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I do admire him trying to keep asking, though. There is something about that. A cop was monitoring the site and called Jad's local police department. They showed up at his house, and he had two miniature horses on the property. Someone else who was there said that he's a co-owner of the horses. So they're not even his. He confessed 4 days later. He also admitted that he had prior sexual contact with the animals. So he's got charges for animal cruelty, and he cannot be around animals while he's out on bail. Jad.
I don't even know where to start with that. I mean, he sure does care about his animals.
Right.
But they're not even his. I'm confused.
Right. He's a co-owner.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Why don't you
Someone go get them horses.
Do that to a donkey. They're dumb. They don't care. Donkeys don't care.
Donkeys are not dumb. They're smarter than horses are.
They are?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
They're super smart, and they have a huge emotional spectrum.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know that?
I've read a lot about it.
Reading's overrated.
I want a donkey bad.
I like picture books.
Now, Jad, go to bed.
Stop talking, Jad. You're not helping, you moron. Stop talking.
There's a lot to unpack in this story, first of all. So he's on an online forum where people solicit prostitutes. That's a thing? I mean, I guess that used to be Backpage. Is Backpage still a thing?
I thought there's like places on the internet not even I go. And I will never Google prostitute horse.
Well, here I am.
I feel like you'll get a phone call from somebody in charge of something and not like that. So I stay away from that.
Okay, I am on Backpage. Just not good. Here's adult jobs. What's body rubs? Hello. An adult job.
I wonder if he has to go to court and pay a fine, he'll pony up.
Well, at least he's all the way over in Washington State. $440.
That's it? I guess.
That's what I mean,
guess.
how much is enough money for you to sexually satisfy this horse? $440 doesn't seem like enough.
So is that a masturbation thing for the horse?
I have no idea. It doesn't go into details.
Yeah, I wonder what you get and how much money was involved. Do you know how much money was involved?
$440.
No. Oh, I thought that was the fine. No, that's
what he wants to pay somebody.
Oh, okay. So that's yeah. No, that's not enough.
No, that doesn't seem like enough money.
No. I mean,
well,
and and generally when you fiddle with a horse, wang. I don't know how to even talk to the kids about this. This is such a difficult conversation. You got to sedate the horse, and then so their sheath drops out, and that's when you clean it. I'm just giving you the ins and outs of horsey talk.
Yeah. Otherwise, they get beans.
Yeah. They get a bean on their giant wang, and so you got to scrub it down. Have you ever done it? I've done it once.
No, when they do his teeth, I'm like, take care of his wiener while you're at it.
I did it just so I kind of knew what to do. I even shoot a horse once. Have you ever done that?
No.
Now there's an art form.
Oh, yeah, I watch the farrier videos all over online. It's crazy. I've thought about doing farrier school.
Save yourself a lot of money, but
my shoulders too.
I was going to say your back would probably blow out.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. And they can't find, if you're struggling for something to do, go to farrier school, man. You like big animals.
Oh, you'll make a ton of money, too.
There's all the farriers out there.
Yeah,
There's a huge shortage.
But don't take it lightly, because if you're not a good farrier,
you'll screw up a horse for life.
Word gets around. You'll be blacklisted at all the barns.
Yeah.
So anyways, I got to clean Boone's giant wang once.
Yeah.
And you got to put the rubber gloves on and get the soap in there and do the thing. And that's kind of weird, but necessary.
Yeah.
This is one of those things you got to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm always like, you already got him all drugged up. You just take care of that. I gave up Wiener a long time ago.
I remember the first time I had to pay for it. I'm like, it seems so unnecessary. But then you see how dirty they get. It's amazing how dirty they get.
Oh, yeah.
You know, stuff gets sucked up in there, and I don't know. It's weird.
They're like people. Some are just cleaner than others.
They're like fly traps. It's just hair and all kinds of stuff.
There's a horse at the barn that walks around with his dong out so much.
Really?
He just be flexing all the time. He's like, check this thing out, ladies. And all the horses are like, we're over it.
Well, you didn't have to add the angry last part to that. Jesus Christ.
You can learn a lot listening to podcasts.
And only 3 countries in the world don't use the metric system?
Or you can listen to this one.
I can't remember where I went Friday. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God, what did I do on Friday? I got to check my calendar.
If anybody saw me Friday, call.
The JJO Morning Show Podcast.
I literally have no idea where I was Friday.
Johnny and D, nowhere but JJO.
Now, a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was just last weekend.
Two Tree.
The ferry crossing out in Merrimack.
What's wrong now?
Love you,
sick?
Ross.
Sick?
No.
Who?
They did the drunk Olympics.
Did you just shout out to the captain of the Merrimack Ferry?
No.
Oh.
Ferry crossing, the bar.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I thought you meant the boat. I thought you meant the... Forget it.
Yeah, please.
I'm like, how do you know
I'd like to forget the last 10 seconds.
How do you know Captain Stubing up there on the Merrimack Ferry?
Mind your own business. Okay. Anyway, they did the drunk Olympics, and that kind of goes along with this whole thing. But we're heading down to Florida.
Florida? But that's America's wing.
The inaugural Florida Man Games. Set to go February 24th.
Nice.
St. Augustine. The events they got planned for it are pretty cool.
I'm sure St. Augustine loves that, having that in town.
I'm sure.
That's a pretty classy town.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Anyone in Florida can sign up to potentially compete. They're going to choose 16 teams with 5 people each. And here are the 5 events planned for Florida Man Games. Beer Belly, Florida Sumo Wrestling. Basically just sumo wrestling without training or
All right, just
prestige.
Fat, drunk, beer belly guys. All right.
Evading arrest obstacle course. You have to jump over fences and run through yards while being chased by a cop.
Got to have a wife beater on. All right.
Catalytic converter, 2 bikes, and a handful of copper pipes. It's described as a head-to-head race that lets you live a day in the life of a Florida man headlining. So I don't know if you have to steal all that stuff or if it's a relay race or what it is.
It'd be cool if it was on like a car and you had to get your handsaw, torch, whatever, and you literally had to cut it off.
Yeah.
In the fastest amount of time, carried over a fence.
Right. Yeah. Something.
Just combine it all.
Weaponized pool noodle mud duel. Jousting with pool noodles while standing on a platform in an above-ground pool.
Okay.
Sounds pretty good. Category 5 cash grab. It looks like it's one of those boxes that the cash goes around in.
Sure.
They have it at the Mallards. Try to grab dollar bills.
Yeah.
But you're going to be subjected to hurricane force winds.
That's different. All right, I like that.
They're also going to have a mullet contest, a Florida Ma'am beauty pageant, and chicken coop bingo, where 2 chickens pick the numbers. Which that actually sounds kind of fun. Feel free to steal that idea for any sort of festivity you might have.
Surprised they're not throwing toilet seats for horseshoes.
Right. The festivities end with something called 911 Fight Night Brawl of the Badges. It appears to be a series of boxing matches between firefighters and cops. Tickets are not cheap. $45 or $145 for VIP seats.
Off the county fairgrounds.
Yeah, you can go to the FloridaManGames.com.
That's kind of funny.
They've actually enlisted 2 former American gladiators to be judges, Nitro and Ice.
Nice.
And you can get a photo with them for an extra $50.
Trying to think of what you could build a like a mechanical alligator to pull, and there's like a stuffed dog in alligator mouth, and it'll test your strength to mechanically pull back the jaws of the alligator.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I mean,
they're missing out. They're missing out on a few things.
I feel like they've got it planned pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Maybe you are an ideas man, John Danger.
Duh. That's my only response. Duh.
Jesus Christ.
I think it'd be cool if you actually had to have a police record to qualify.
Yeah.
You actually absolutely have to show proof. Misdemeanor, whatever, felony, whatever. That'd be funny.
There you go.
Oh, those are really funny.
I thought so too. I cannot wait to see footage of it.
Florida man wins Florida man. That's pretty good. Now, do you have to be a Florida resident? I assume.
Brad texted in, no naked people, no machetes, no meth. We don't want it.
Right. The catalytic converter thing could be a relay, like a baton in a relay. You could run around the track shirtless.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's so crazy. They ought to do swimming like you're a Cuban fleeing the country. You got to swim out on a pylon.
Dude, listen, I'm just going to... Easy.
What did I say?
Nothing yet, but we're approaching.
All right. Sounds good. That'll be great.
Yeah.
I will watch that.
I totally will, too.
Is it?
And I think they're going to have it streaming. I would totally watch it. Are you kidding? It sounds hilarious. I'm sure it won't be long before it's on LO show.
The spectacle of rednecks and deadbeats. I can't wait, dude.
And it says you don't have to be athletic to sign up. And I love that they're picking the teams.
We don't let athletic people in the gate. If you look like you've done any kind of working out, you're disqualified. Of course.
The JJO Morning Show podcast with Johnny and D. Listen, rate, subscribe. Catch a new show every Monday through Friday, 6 till 10 a.m. on 94.1 JJO or streaming anywhere in the JJO app. Johnny and D, nowhere but JJO.